Billy was a curious boy with a thirst for adventure. He lived in a cozy cottage with his parents. One breezy afternoon, their peculiar neighbor, Old Man Withers, gifted Billy a small wooden box. It was ornately carved and emanated an unusual warmth. Inside were three ordinary-looking beans. "Mexican jumping beans," Old Man Withers croaked. Billy, intrigued, thanked the old man and scurried back home. Little did Billy know, as the clock ticked past midnight, the adventure was about to begin. Billy woke with a start. A strange scratching sound, faint yet persistent, seemed to be coming from under his pillow. His heart pounded in his chest. He cautiously reached beneath the pillow and fumbled for the wooden box. He held his breath and opened it. The beans were no longer still. They twitched and jiggled, their movements erratic and strangely lifelike. A shiver ran down Billy's spine. It was as though something was trapped inside, desperately trying to break free. He watched, mesmerized and terrified, as the beans danced with a frenetic energy. The scratching grew louder, accompanied by soft, almost inaudible whispers. What was going on? Were the beans trying to communicate? Billy was both scared and strangely excited. He couldn't look away, even though every instinct screamed at him to hide. The room grew colder, the shadows longer and more menacing. Billy strained to hear the whispers, his blood turning to ice as he made out a word. "Help!" The whispers hissed, barely audible but filled with an icy terror. "Set us free!" Billy's heart pounded in his ears. He wanted to scream, to run to his parents, but his feet felt like lead. The beans jumped higher, their movements becoming increasingly frantic. Their shadows danced on the wall, twisting into grotesque and terrifying shapes. He slammed the box shut, desperate to silence the whispers and the frantic movements. But it was too late. The beans continued to rattle against the wooden lid, their pleas for help echoing in the silent room. Billy knew he had to do something, but what? Section 4. A Chilling Discovery. Billy crept out of bed and tiptoed to his bookshelf. He grabbed his dad's old encyclopedia, its pages yellowed with age. He flipped through it, desperate to find anything about Mexican jumping beans. Finally, he found an entry, a small paragraph with an accompanying illustration. The illustration showed a tiny moth larva curled inside a bean. The caption explained that the larva, trapped inside, was responsible for the bean's strange movements. But there was nothing about whispers, nothing about pleas for help. Billy stared at the beans, a terrifying thought creeping into his mind. What if these weren't ordinary larvae? What if they were something else, something sinister, trapped and desperate to be freed? The whispers intensified, echoing his dread. "Please," they pleaded, their voices raspy and filled with despair. "Let us out." Section 5. The Truth Revealed. Suddenly, the room was bathed in an eerie green light. The box in Billy's hand trembled violently. He squeezed his eyes shut, too scared to move. Then, the light vanished. Billy cautiously opened his eyes. The box lay open, beans scattered around. Just three ordinary-looking beans. A small moth-like creature with shimmering wings. It rose into the air, whispering, "Thank you." Section 6. A Haunting Farewell. As quickly as it had appeared, the creature vanished into the night. The room was silent, the shadows retreating to their corners. Only the gentle breeze rustling the curtains hinted at the strange events that had just transpired. Billy stared at the spot where the creature had disappeared, his heart pounding in his chest. He was both terrified and strangely exhilarated. He had faced his fear, and in doing so had witnessed something truly extraordinary. He carefully gathered the beans and placed them back in the box. He knew he would never forget this night, the night the Mexican jumping beans came alive. And as he drifted off to sleep, he couldn't shake the feeling that he would see that eerie green light again. The beans may have been still, but the memory of their whispered pleas and the creature's haunting farewell would forever linger in his dreams.